Francis is about to begin his homily.
Señor, qué bien estamos aquí. Estas palabras le dijo el apóstol Pedro a Jesús en el monte de la Transfiguración. Y también las queremos hacer nuestras después de estos días intensos. Es hermoso lo que estamos experimentando con Jesús, lo que hemos vivido juntos, y es hermoso cómo hemos rezado, y con tanta alegría de corazón. Y entonces nos podemos preguntar, ¿qué nos llevamos con nosotros volviendo a la vida cotidiana? Quisiera responder a este
Brothers and sisters,
con tres verbos.
after these exciting days, surely we feel like repeating the words of the Apostle Peter on the Mount of the Transfiguration. Lord, it is good for us to be here. Indeed, how good it is to share this experience with Jesus and with one another. And now we have joined in prayer. Yet in the wake of these grace-filled days, we can also ask an important question. What will we take back with us as we come down from the mountain to resume our daily lives? Drawing upon the gospel we have heard, I would like to answer that question with three verbs: to shine, to listen, and to be unafraid. To shine. Jesus is transfigured, and as the gospel tells us, his face shone like the sun. Shortly before this, he had predicted his passion and death on the cross, shattering the disciples' image of a powerful and worldly Messiah and disappointing their expectations. Now, to help them embrace the loving plan of God, who is glorified in and through the cross, Jesus takes three of his disciples, Peter, James, and John, and leads them up the mountain, where he is transfigured and his clothes become dazzling white. Through this brilliant burst of light, Jesus prepares the disciples for the dark night that they will have to endure. Dear friends, we too need a burst of light if we are to face the darkness of the night, the challenges of life, the fears that plague us. God, in the words of the priest Ezra, the Lord asks God to brighten our eyes. We must always do so with the light of the Lord. But I want to tell you that we do not radiate light by putting ourselves in the spotlight, projecting. No, we radiate light when we don't radiate light whenever we project the perfect image. We radiate light instead when we welcome Jesus into our hearts and learn to love as he does. This will make us works of love. Don't be fooled, brother, friend. It's enough. You become light whenever you do works of love. If instead I do an act of love for myself, to make myself shine, then the light dims. The second verb is to listen. On the Transfiguration, the Mount of the Transfiguration, a bright cloud overshadows the disciples. And it's from this that the Father's voice proclaims Jesus is his beloved Son. The entire Christian life is contained in these, the last words spoken by the Father in Matthew's Gospel. Listen to him. This contains everything. Listen to Jesus. Everything that is written is right there. Listen to what he tells you. Well, listen to the gospel. Listen to your heart, because he has the words of life for us. It is God is Father. God is love. He teaches us the path of love. And he listens. If we put ourselves with a good spirit, in a path that we think is about love, but in reality it is ourself, we could fall. But instead, be careful of being self-centered, egoisms, but instead place ourselves in the plan of love and to listen. And so to listen. And so the third word is to be unafraid. Be unafraid. Be fearless. We hear this word repeated often in the Gospels. Don't be afraid. These were the last words in this passage of the Gospel that Jesus told his disciples. Do not be afraid. Dear young people, we've enjoyed this experience. I was about to say glory, but there's been a little bit of glory here, but this is full of joy, our experience. And perhaps you feel that you will not be able to carry forth this message. Maybe you're tempted to or afraid to fall, or sorrowful. But you, young people, you wish to change the world, and it's good that you would like to change the world. Dear young people, you who want to do great things, young people, just as the world needs the rain, you young people, who are the present and the future, yes, you young people, today, I tell you, do not be afraid. Be not afraid. In a tiny moment of silence, that each of us repeat to ourselves this word. Be not afraid. Dear young people, I would like to look at each of you in the eye and say, do not be afraid. Be not afraid. And now I would like to tell you something even more beautiful. Jesus himself is now looking at you right now. He's looking at you. He knows you. He knows what is in your heart. He knows the lives of each of you. He knows your joys, your sadnesses, and even when we fall. He knows the heart of each one of you. And he tells you today, here, in Lisbon, in this World Youth Day, be not afraid. Do not be afraid. Take courage. Do not be afraid.